everyone, welcome into episode 5 of Above the Net, sponsored by Raymond James. And every week by week, we continue to heat up. I am joined now with Vince Muscat, our volleyball analyst. And week after week, we just see the competition level rising.
Yeah, it's October. I think teams are preparing for the playoffs right now. And even though it's getting cold outside, it's staying hot in the gym.
Oh yeah, you can say that again. And in the games we're going to show today, one went to 5 matches, one went to 4. It is just really heating up, like you said. So we'll start off with our takeaways from this week's games. Lakeland at Milford. This was a great matchup. Lakeland won 3-2 to remain unbeaten for the season. They actually fell short in the first set, 23-25, came back in the second, 25-12. Milford took the third set, 18-25. Lakeland came back 25-14 in the fourth, and then took it in the final, 15-13. So like we said, a very close and great matchup.
Lakeland's got a lot of momentum. They're undefeated, as you stated earlier. They've got momentum that was riding from last year when they won the district title, and they beat Clarkston in districts. Eve Martin is a setter hitter for the team. They've got a ton of senior leadership, great libero. Their two middles they've got a 2-middle combo that's right up there with some of the best in the state. So you're gonna see Lakeland, I think, make some noise. I'd like to see them play some of our top dogs in the rankings, and I think later on in the year they'll get to do that. But right now they're going through their schedule and they're unblemished.
Yeah, and then for Milford, what did you see out of that team?
Milford gave them a run in the match, obviously losing 15-13, and probably I think they had late leads and just couldn't hold on. They were led by junior middle hitter Lydia Michelin.
Yeah, we're seeing a theme of upperclassmen leading the way, and we did hear from senior Eve Martin after that hard-fought win.
I mean, Milford's our rival. We beat them 3 years now. We needed our 4th year to be a win. Couldn't go out, you know. I really think, like, after every point, we really came together in the huddle. It wasn't like, you made a mistake or whatever, and you kind of rolled your eyes and walked away. You made a mistake, you came in, everyone was like, it's fine, shake it off. We just need to push, like, 1 point by 1 point, and then scores, 13-13, and we're like, you've got to go all in right now.
It keeps us in first. I mean, the conference this year, we have a big target on our back from being undefeated and conference champs last year and winning districts. So we knew coming in this season we were going to have a big target on our back. And every match, every team we played against, even last week when we played against South Lyon, they gave us a run for our money. So which is good, because that's what we need. We like being pushed. My girls are definitely competitors, and they play up to our competition for sure.
And our next matchup came Dakota at Anchor Bay, and this was another great one. It started off close. Anchor Bay took the first set 26-24. It was a lot of back and forth action there, but then Dakota found a rhythm after that, and the Cougars swept the final 3 sets, ultimately getting the win in the fourth, 25-19.
These two are big MAC rivals. They've had some heated battles in the past, probably 10 years. 15 years, and I think Dakota this year is huge. They've got a lot of size. They're formidable at the net. Anchor Bay is not a small team either. I think Dakota's a little better at the net, blocking-wise, blocking schemes. So I thought that size was a little too much for Anchor Bay this match.
And to finish us off this week, why don't we do a rivalry game in the Catholic League, Marion versus Mercy. These two teams we've talked about almost every single week.
Yeah, they're 2 of the top 5 teams in our rankings and other rankings around the states. I'm very familiar with both teams. Marion just, I think, proved too much again in this match. They're 2-0 against Mercy, and now they're 3-0. Their offense, their defense, and their special teams. We're in football season. They just are a formidable match for them.
It's definitely really different, especially with the past few years of having such dominant hitters. But this year, as a senior, we're all really ready to lead and show them what we still have and how talented we still are. I think we still have a really great chance of making it back to Battle Creek.
That brings us right into our top 10 rankings, and this week they're actually staying the same from last week. So if you're watching, you can see on our screen right now, those are the top 10 teams. Marion sticking at number 1. But Vince, we do have 5 teams that we're watching that could potentially hop into the top 10.
There's some teams up there that are having a great season too that we want to recognize, who are kind of knocking at the door of being a top 10 team. You've got Coopersville, who we saw earlier in the year with Emily May. They're coming to the beast of the East, so that'll be exciting to see them on the East side. You've got Lakeland, who's undefeated, another team that's going to be at that tournament, and Coach Megan Pulse is still unblemished. You've got Notre Dame Prep, who they lost so many seniors last year, and I'm so impressed with the way this team's playing, and they're getting better and better. And Coach Rubel constantly preaches discipline, and this team is doing that. They're winning matches with discipline, so they're doing a great job knocking at the door. You got some other teams like Forest Hills Central, who's in Division I, big rival of Forest Hills Northern. They got a great team there, and then South Christian, who's another Division II team who's knocking at the door too. So all 5 of those teams are having great seasons so far.
Oh yeah, and we'll see how the rankings shake up a little after this week and check back in with the rankings next week. We're going to take a quick break and check in with DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine and check out this week's Game Changers.
Hi, I'm Laura Ramus with DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. And today on Game Changers, we're going to talk about balance, how to train it to improve your sports performance. Balance is divided into 2 different types, static balance and dynamic balance. Static balance is the ability to maintain your center of mass, which is right about where your belly button is, within your base of support, your feet. Dynamic balance is how far can I take my center of mass outside of my center of gravity or my feet and still have postural control. Some examples of this in sport are a baseball player in the outfield diving and catching the ball, or a tennis player lunging to make a forehand shot. I'm here with Raylan from Notre Dame Prep High School cheer team to help demonstrate 3 static balance exercises. Start out by standing on one foot. Move the opposite foot forward and backward. Start slow and then go faster. Next, go side to side. Finally, go in circles. Perfect. We can make this harder by having her do those same drills with her eyes closed. Stand in balance, forward back, side to side, and then circles. Fantastic. Then you can progress it by going on an unstable surface, something like a piece of foam. Stand in balance, perform forward backward, side to side, and then circles. I'm here with Owen from Notre Dame Prep High School who plays soccer, and he's going to demonstrate 3 dynamic balance exercises that you can incorporate into your training. Begin with bounding. Start on your right foot, go to your left foot, right foot, left foot. The second exercise is going to incorporate a diagonal movement with that bound. Go off to the side as far and high as you can. The third exercise is the ice skater side to side. These dynamic balance exercises can be progressed by performing them backwards. Start with the bounding. Second, do diagonal backward. They can also be progressed by closing your eyes. Try this with the ice skater. Side to side with your eyes closed. For more sports performance tips, or to make an appointment with a DMC physical therapist or sports medicine physician, visit dmc.org/gamechangers.
Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Then go where the pros go. DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. For immediate care, call 313-910-9328 or visit dmc.org/gamechangers.
That theme song always gets me pumped up for our next segment, which is arguably our favorite, our Volleyball Player of the Year Award, brought to you by Michigan Elite Volleyball Academy. And Vince, as always, these athletes are just so good. It's so hard to pick, but we do have a change this week. We have Izzy Swartz from Hudsonville hopping on to the top 10 list. So as you can see on your screen here, a lot of talented volleyball players out there and in a bunch of different divisions, which is good for the state.
No, Izzy's doing a great job too this year, and I think she's well deserved. Hudsonville is coming out of nowhere. I think they're number 3 in our rankings, and she's the player that's doing a big part of making it happen.
Right, definitely a team that we've talked about week after week. And one player that we did see last week make a huge waves in the volleyball world, and that is Remy Madison from Grand Blanc.
Yeah, Remy, who's currently uncommitted, I think is going to make whatever college coach she commits to really happy. She's a gamer. She puts the entire Grand Blanc community on her back when she plays. It's fun to watch. I think we saw it last week in their matchup against Davison. I think pound for pound, she's one of the best athletes in the state. For her size, she jumps out of the gym, does a good job in the back row, a leader for her team. And she's really taken her high school to another level. So I think that's why she's deserving to be on this list. And she just plays with a lot of fire and tenacity.
Yeah, we saw multiple back row kills last week against Davison, which was awesome to see. And that fiery spirit and mentality she has on the court is very contagious. So you can see where the rest of her team gets the energy from.
Absolutely.
And remember, you can make your vote for who you think deserves Volleyball Player of the Year on our website, statechampsw.com. And it's really important for you to vote because the leading vote getter stays in the top 10 no matter what. So get out there and vote for your favorite player. Oh, and the action continues this weekend. We've got a big tournament in Livonia, Vince.
Yeah, we cover a lot of tournaments that have some of the top Division I and Division II teams in the state, and I think it's only fair to really give these D3 and D4 teams some love. You've got Calumet, who's coming down from the UP, making the trip to play some of these top teams.
Yeah.
Cass City, who's a favorite in the Thumb area. Pewamo, Westphalia, which I think could give SMCC a run in Division III. Plymouth Christian, who moved from Division IV to Division III, another top D3 team. We've got Reese, who's the defending state champ.
Yep.
Traverse City St. Francis, and then Royal Oak Shrine, local to the area. So there's some good teams that are going to be there in Livonia this weekend.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how all those matches shake up and who comes out on top on that one. We'll have an update on that. Well, Vince, thank you so much for joining us again. This is another great episode and excited for next week, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Have a great week, everyone. State Champs Above the Net is presented by Raymond James, tailored financial advice that helps you live your life. State Champs Above the Net is also powered by Lawrence Technological University. Visit ltuathletics.com and recruit yourself. Michigan Elite Volleyball, work hard, play hard. Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, a proud sponsor of the MHSAA. And the Detroit Medical Center Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine Pros. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers.